Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Life's Milkshake Moment with health coach Joe D.
Welcome to Life's Milkshake Moments. I am Dr. Jody Bear, and it is my delight, my honor, and my privilege that you showed up. You showed up to do a very, very special presentation of Life's Milkshake Moment. It is about a tribute to America as we line in and we lean in and we lay in to Memorial Day. For those that don't know me, I am America's top foundational health coach, bringing you foundations of health, foundations of living, and foundations of hope. There is hope. And what does hope stand for? To heal you. We are now healing America with this broadcast to go up in opportunity to your true north, whatever that means to you, and come in positivity to be and live the law of attraction, and then to go out, empower yourself first, to feel the real first, and then empower others, and then the world. This is what it's all about today. And by context, if you've not been with me before, welcome to Life's Milkshake Moment. See, life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely, and when you do, life will be oh so sweet. We're going to make it sweet tonight. I've been doing that for over 42 years. I can say that I've been a health coach and nutritionist and helped countless people lose 1 million pounds plus of toxic fat in my service to America, to my country in health. During the COVID era, there have been over 2,000 people that have come through to me, my clients, that I've been able to remediate and to help them regain their health in this COVID era, because the health is not what you do. It's who you are along life's journey. Your health is your wealth, and your health will give others healing, and it precipitates out. But your body is a miracle-making machine. It can heal itself with the proper guidance, the proper everything. But you say, 42 years. Oh, I'm here to tell you a story that goes back further than 42 years. It doesn't go back quite as far as my 3 distinguished military and military-related, as in a spouse, guests tonight. But it goes back to little Jody. Little Jody, I was age 6. Little Jody in Laurel, Montana. I was the American Legion Poppy Girl. Now, I've got kind of long hair now, but it was way down my back. And I had a ponytail from this Wednesday to next Wednesday. And I swung it and I swung it. I was Miss Jody back then. The reason this is important is my focus tonight is that tribute, that little girl, that little Poppy girl. She was devastated by her dad. And you can read about it in my Ignite the Hunger in You, the book that I was a part to be in the Les Brown Project. I'm on page 156. It's From Tummy Ache to Transcendent Health. See, my dad died when I was 3.5 years old. He died because his injuries finally caught up to him at age 42. Service-related. He was a service-related war veteran from the Battle of Normandy, the Battle of the Bulge. It finally got to him at age 42. And I didn't grow up knowing my daddy, but the thing that I know is that I saw my mother from the earliest time pay tribute and honor to soldiers. She was a part of the American Legion. She was the American Legion Auxiliary, and she was proud of that. She was proud of that always. And she would go up on Memorial Day. They would lay wreaths. They would have taps, as you're going to be hearing at Arlington Cemetery in Little Laurel, Montana. She coordinated it all. She was like the event coordinator of the American Legion. But why this is so important, and mostly and most importantly, I talk about focusing on health, or 6 pillars of health. I want to come back to this on our TV show. It's the spiritual pillar, physical, mental, emotional, and social pillar. Then we have the financial pillar. But tonight is the social pillar. Just like Serena Brown Travis bought us a riveting story about making peace with your pieces in the spiritual pillar. But we've fast forwarded through 2 pillars. But a soldier that's in the military needs a spiritual pillar. He or she needs a physical pillar, mental, and it's all about being socially aware. But I can say this bevy of people that are my family, they're part, along with me, with the Les Brown Inner Circle. They've been coaching with me. They've been training to be motivational and inspirational speeches, but they have an edge. Why? Because they've lived the military life. They have lived this with passion and vision and focused emotion. That's why I'm so honored to bring them up on stage in just a minute. But oops, I forgot. I've got to bring this story on back to you. Little Jody. Remember, it all ties together. Age 6, I was the American Legion Poppy Girl. What did I do in my own way? Socially, I would stand on Main Street. Remember, this is the town that had 1 red light. When I left, there were no more traffic lights. Maybe 3,000 people in the town. Everybody knew it, just like Andy of Mayberry. But I would stand by the post office on Main Street Friday and Saturday. Then I would change venues on Sunday to the biggest church in Laurel, Montana. And then I showed up Monday up to the cemetery where they did the parade up to the veterans that had fallen, that were a part of my wonderful hometown. And I would say, ma'am or mister, don't you want to buy an American Legion poppy? It's just a donation. And I'd put this little poppy right here. And they said, well, why would I want to do this? Because it's a symbol of how you revere, honor, and respect those that fallen and those that have served. I can tell you what, I think I found my calling, because I cashed in every single 3 days, 4 days. I would do this to the degree that they just decided we had to put her up in Montana. The next thing I knew, I was Montana's American Legion Poppy Girl. And then I went to the national. Now, if you've been to a beauty pageant, this one ain't beauty pageant, but they wanted to hear what we 3 finalists had to say. And in Washington, D.C., and I was in 1960, President Eisenhower, I know, Tracie Michelle is just rolling her eyes. Probably Randall said, when was that? Well, it was back almost 1957. No, it was 1960 when I got to meet President Dwight D. Eisenhower. And I said, I'm a finalist, President Eisenhower, for American Legion's Poppy Girl for the United States of America. And he said, what did you tell people? How much money did you raise? Well, in Montana, it wasn't New York City. This is Montana. There are 500,000 people in Montana, in the whole state. And I said, it was tens of thousands of dollars. And he said, why did you do that? I said, because of belief. Why did you do this, Miss Jody? Because I believe that I can move forward my daddy's legacy. You know, Mr. President, he died 3 years ago. Mr. President, he's not with me anymore, but I can keep his dream alive. And he looked at me and he said, little girl. And I said, well, that is my name, but Mr. President, they call me Miss Jody. He said, Miss Jody, I believe that you're going to win this competition. And I said, I believe too. And the reason I tell you this story of being that Poppy girl, because each of these three distinguished guests, they have a belief. They have an undeniable belief in America. They have an undeniable belief in their purpose in all six pillars of life, and they have an undeniable belief in their creator of all. So get ready as we, and I wish, as I'm saying, this is why we do live TV. It's most unfortunate that Mr. Les Brown's coaching video is not here. So before I go into my commercial break and I bring our first guest on, some people are soldiers in the military. Some are like my mother, being in the American Legion Auxiliary, being a spouse, like Tracie Michelle Clark is a spouse and the wife of a military soldier. But then there are other soldiers, like the incomparable Les Brown, wearing red. And if we had him on this stage, he'd be wearing red, white, and blue. He is a man on a mission. He is a soldier in his own right. And I can truthfully say that he has changed my life. He has changed my other three guests, Anthony, Randall, and Tracie Michelle's life, because soldiers come in different venues, in different forms. So Mr. Les Brown, when you hear this, we respect you. We honor you. We love you like family, because we are family. We are one. We are the American dream. We are the United States of America. One hope, one dream. I have three quotes that are my favorite. You're going to be hearing those from our guests as well. And my first, as I read this, one flag, one land, one heart, one hand, one nation, evermore. That was Oliver Wendell Holmes. That's over a century and a half ago. Ronald Reagan, another esteemed president. We are forever indebted to those that have given their lives that we might be free. And I will save the last quote for last, but I can say truthfully that we are forever indebted to Tracie Michelle, your family, your husband, Anthony and Randall. I know that I'm getting ready to be a part of what is going to be the American dream on Life's Milkshake Moments. You will see this recording over and over and over again, because it's our mission, as Oliver Wendell Holmes said, one flag, one land, one heart, one hand, one nation. It is forevermore. And I want to say, as I'm going into my break, this is from my sponsor, Ignite Publishing. We are here igniting humanity. I will bring up for our commercial break, Ignite the Hunger, so you will see Les Brown, when we did our project that launched in December to make this an international bestseller. So get ready to ignite the hunger in you for America, and to ignite the hunger in your hopes, your dreams, right after this commercial break. Heroes come in all kinds of ways. And here is a tribute to the American soldier, Iwo Jima. Here's Tracie and her beautiful husband, the military spouse. Here's tribute to the wounded, the Mustangs Save a Vet, Wounded Warrior projects, many of which I've had the honor to be a part of. Never forget what they have done. Randall Gilbert, looking at that vision in his eyes as he knew, proud, wearing that uniform, that he was serving his country. Home of the free, because of the brave that are fallen. Never forget this as you are having your barbecue, as you are doing your Memorial Day celebration. My dear Susie Q, Iraqi war veteran, I honor you. Home of the free, because of the brave. I honor my husband, being a military contractor in Afghanistan for a decade. He reprogrammed all of these Taliban. See this? It's like a whole movie. See this handsome man? He made sure that they were no longer a threat to society a decade after 9/11. I'm proud to be an American because at least I know I'm free. And I'm not sure why it skipped over, but we're going to go back because that's what we do on live TV. I know that I saw Anthony. He is our first man here. Anthony, the man. Anthony with that systems that he is just grinning from ear to ear. He's a proud American. I can say there's a proud American that won the Medal of Honor. There's a proud American that won the Civil Star. There's a proud American. This is my husband. The sacrifice that he made, 3 Purple Hearts, 3 tours of duty, 1 Silver Star in Vietnam. So let's do a replay. Once again, this is my dad. Don't know why I did, but at least I get to show my daddy. This was the last picture that was of him at age 42. Why is this important? They said in World War II, we want you in the Army, and they answered the call from everywhere. My dad was the first enlistee and draftee in the state of North Dakota. There was more than one. Bronze Star, Colonel, soon to be after the fact, Robert H. Baer, his Silver Star, those that have won the Medal of Honor. Look at the medals on that man, Anthony. His uniform is decorated. He is a servant leader now. He was a servant leader then. See them raising this flag. See Tracie being so proud of her husband behind her. She is the wind beneath his wings and the mission. And like I said, the hub of the real glue of America. The ones that have fallen, the warriors that are so disabled, remember them. Look at Randall. He still has that vision in those eyes. Just you wait. And we are here because thank you for your service, Susie Q. I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. I can thank our Creator above that Bob Bear had the vision to go to Afghanistan before marriage to me to do this kind of work because he said, I want to know that I've made others free. I can only wear a sundress on Memorial Day, but I can say all the time, we are America, America, America from sea to shining sea. And now I want to say it is my great honor and absolute privilege to bring our first guest up here tonight. Anthony Corbin is a servant leader. He was born with just humility. He has an innate standard of excellence. He is faith valued without a doubt. He has ethics and he is a consummate professional. Anthony is an administrative assistant and specialist. He brings synergy to the world just like he did in his service to America. He's a Microsoft Systems Center configuration manager. Now, I don't even know how I get around that, but I know that he knows his stuff, and he knew his stuff then, and he knows his stuff now. He was a 2008 Windows Server Active Directory configuring and Bradley Fighting Vehicle Systems Mechanics professional. He is a recipient of the Urban League Award, and it goes on and on. I can tell you, Anthony has this heart. He has absolutely done 13 and a half years of service in the U.S. Army. He's done the Adopt a Family program. He has done things for others. That's a true servant leader where you do not hear about it, but he's there. Anthony is truly a leader, a speaker, a humanitarian, and he will always be an American soldier. Anthony, welcome to Life's Milkshake Moment. It's a pleasure and honor to have you, my brother.
How you doing there, Miss Jody Bear? Great to see you on this wonderful, worthy Wednesday. I'm so grateful to be a part of this program that we're going to be inspiring, uplifting, and sharing to give others hope and to achieve any of their dreams that they can imagine. Thank you so much.
That's what we do. Dr. Jody are doing it, and Anthony. And that rhymes. And that's when it's so just embellish anything that I said about you, yourself, and your background, and just fill everybody in for a couple of minutes about that. Would you, Anthony?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have the opportunity to empower you. The military is one of the best things that I can say happened to me in my life. And for us around the world, as you can see, we definitely need to have service, not just to self, but to our entire country. That's what I joined the military for, because one of the things for me is I want to give back. We have to have excellence in service with purpose, helping and caring for our public, using government strategies and regulations to help others by sharing my passion, which is to inspire and uplift and care for those who are going through tough times, which we've all seen at a time or two in our days.
Isn't that the truth? And you did it by uplifting people, by being a soldier for 13 and a half years. Just let our audience know what everybody says that they're called. And truly, if you're called, you're equipped. I know you feel that way. I know you quite well. But share with our audience your calling in the military and what was the reason that you became a part of the U.S. Army?
Well, me being from a small town in Louisiana, I had been through hunting. I knew physically it's a football, basketball town and state. And so at that time, I was actually determining being in ROTC in high school for 4 years. The military really stood out for me: discipline, organization. And for me, serving our country would be one of the best things I could ever do. I had a daughter on the way. And so I decided to join the military. I had the skills, I had the talent, and that took me to levels that I couldn't even begin to imagine when it comes to structure and strategies and service to your country.
Because you were serving your family. See, it didn't change. That's you. You were wanting to serve your family, your unborn daughter, and you found a way to elevate everyone. I can truthfully say, Anthony, if there is one thing, even though I know you were in the Army, when I've been working with you closely with Les Brown, you know what it reminds me of?
What's
All
that?
ships rise. You just make us all rise. That is you. And I bet there's a part of that all ships rise, like the tide. When you talk about your military experience, what was it like?
Well, the military for me taught you how to improvise. Sometimes when you're in tough times, sometimes when you have difficulties, we stop, we park. But the military teaches you how to overcome, how to continue, how to move forward. One of my great speeches I gave says, march forward. So no matter what fear does, the military teaches you how to overcome, how to look forward with fierce attitude and confidence that you can achieve whatever it is that is in front of you.
And speaking of that speech, and so well said, Anthony, that speech that you give with March 4th, I know that was the day that you went from military life to civilian life. How beautiful March 4th that was a message that was given. So how did your service to America absolutely catapult you as being one of the inner circle Les Brown speakers with your vision and passion and mission that you have?
Well, I appreciate you sharing all that. And what that does, like some of our viewers watching us, relationship capital is what it's about. Connecting with people with supportive personalities and structure. So it takes effort to create and maintain relationships. So the military taught us how to have brotherhood. That's what the military gave us. For me to be able to have long life relationships, that's one of the things I'll never, ever, ever miss. The people that I met, the people that I had camaraderie with, the people that I shared tough times with their families, things I had to do being a staff sergeant, being a leader that I had to provide and care and give support to. The brotherhood, that's what we do here for America. We provide team. So the military definitely gave me that opportunity to be able to speak to others and let them know you can. There is someone here for you. You don't need to think that you're all alone. You can't do it alone, first of all. So we're here to let people know that we are that voice, that they can be heard if they just accept the call, accept the baton. We will continue to move forward.
March 4th, March 4th. Being a runner, you go ahead and you pass the baton, pass the baton, pass the baton. And absolutely, I want you to pass the baton now in a moment to Tracie Michelle Clark, but I want you to share your favorite quote on America. Would you please, Anthony?
And one of my American favorite quotes, and so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. That's my JFK quote and one of my favorite quotes, what we can do for our country. And what I'm doing is I'm putting myself in front of the world so I can actually support those who need to be heard. Again, a change agent is what I want to be and speak and have a voice for those who are not being heard. And I want to leave you with a big saying that I like to tell everybody, and let God. And that's the ability to see the invisible and believe the incredible.
And I'm seeing the visible in Anthony. And this was an incredible job that you did. Thank you for your service again. 13 and a half years, you're teaching us how to march forth. And just thank you for being in my life, being part of the Les Brown family. And we'll do this again. Thank you so much, Anthony.
You're welcome. It's an honor, Jody Bear. Thank you so much.
And moving on to, as I said, the glue. The glue of the American military family is the spouse. And in this case, Tracie Michelle Clark. Goodness gracious, what she has done as a military wife, as she has done a military wife, bringing her family together. What she has done in her arena is something unknown to most. When she tells her story, I'm just going to give a quote from Les Brown when he says, up in here, up in here. The first time I heard her speak, I'm going, well, I got to admit, I didn't know that she was a wife of a military soldier. I thought, who comes with it? It came from her toenails. I mean, it came from a place that I don't even know what to say. And then somebody said, did you know what Tracie Michelle is all about? She is a wife of a military man. That was it. That was it for me, because I knew that she had something special. As Les Brown says, you have something special. But what she had was something from her heart, from her heart and her passion. She inspires people. See, some speakers make people perspire, but others just naturally inspire. That's what Tracie Michelle does. She does it in such a way that I can truthfully say when she spoke that time, and then I'm going one more again. She did it then with our show, the master game changers that we had on KP Media. It was just masterful that we could do this, and it was so much fun. But Tracie brought it again, but there was more excitement because what is caught is better than what's taught. Her children have caught this. Her husband has caught this. She is an entrepreneur extraordinaire. When I say successful, she is. She's a military spouse, a mom, but she's an advocate with passion, obedience to our Creator's assignment. She permits her speaking to be shared from the masses. So when she says that she ignites the power from within, I'm telling you, it's the real deal. So it is my honor and my privilege to bring to Life's Milkshake moment, Tracie Michelle Clark. Welcome, Tracie.
Thank you, Dr. Jody. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you are so welcome. And yes, I hope I didn't embarrass you too much about that story, but I just feel like the mama bear in me. I just remember that and going, where did that come from? And it's just you. So share anything about that experience, anything that you want to, that you'd like to just include a little bit about you personally and professionally with our audience. Would you please?
Yeah, so most importantly, I am a military spouse. I've been a military spouse for the past 19 years. My husband is still active duty. We have toured the world, which has been such an amazing experience. I'm also a successful entrepreneur where I help doctors all over the world plug the holes in their financial pipeline. I'm a guardian ad litem for my local courthouse where I advocate for the abused and neglected children in my local community. That to me is such a thankless position. But to be honest with you, I don't know if I could actually go on with not fulfilling that role. I'm a mom of 5. My oldest is 23. My youngest is 7. I'm a coach. I mean, I carry so many titles, but to be honest with you, being a military spouse definitely weighs in at the top, because I get an opportunity to serve and to be a part of an individual that only represent about 1% of the American population that decided that he would be selfless, to raise his right hand, to say that I would serve and protect my country. And that right there just makes me love him that much more.
I just got goosebumps all over. I felt them up one side and down the other. And I know that your husband had a calling. I don't know whether you met before he was in the military, I'm thinking that you met somewhere around there. But as a spouse, tell our audience how you became a military family and how it all came about. So a little birds and bees story would be just fine.
Okay. So me and my husband have been together since we were 18 and 19 years old. Oh. So we're kind of like high school sweethearts, which is an amazing thing. My husband decided to join the military right after we invaded Iraq. So my experience the first 3 years was definitely a lot different than what some new spouses may be experiencing now, because my husband went on, rotation off, rotation on, rotation off, deploying to the Middle East. Him deploying to the Middle East, I tell anybody, you ship them off one way and they come back a different way. And you have to be willing to say, let me put myself aside and let me be available for him or her, because you know that the ultimate sacrifice that they paid is something that a lot of people will not do. So it makes it impossible for you to be selfish. Instead, you find yourself being selfless and making sure that you are available for them in any which way. So my, like I said, the first 3 years as being a military spouse, it was definitely an uproar. I mean, I never knew when he was going, and I never knew when he was coming back. But one thing I did know is that when duty called, he was always going to be available. And that's what I love about my husband.
And you are exactly that same mirror for your husband, because when duty calls, what I've seen about you and how I've gotten to know you in the last few months, it's been so special being part of the Les Brown Inner Circle. You do that. When duty calls, you are there. You are there. And so now I know you said this about when they ship them out and then they come back another way, and you've traveled the world. I mean, that's probably the challenging part of this, but with every test comes a testimony, and with every negative comes a positive. Being able to travel the world, 19 years. I mean, goodness gracious. Tell me what it has been like to travel the world with this man in uniform and this family of 5. I bet you're really good at labeling boxes.
Most definite. And I can unpack a huge house in 3 hours. No, I'm just joking. But it feels that way because the movers come in and I'm that spouse that's like, hey, I need this here. I need that there. I've already done this. So their job is so easy when it's time for them to come pack us up. But one thing that I love about being able to travel the world is that it's taught us how to overcome and adapt quickly. Because I never know what new zip code I'm going to be in. I never know what new school my children are going to have to attend. So I have taught my children, I've taught myself, hey, you got to overcome and you got to adapt. Wherever God placed you at, wherever the military move you to, you just got to know that you can thrive no matter where they send you. And that is one of the amazing things. Back in 2017, my family was named the Fort Bragg Family of the Year, which is like us. It was based off of humanity, the things that we not only do for the military, but we do for our local community. And giving the honor so high for me and my family, I'm getting teared up right now, like choked up, because it's one thing to know that you're doing it. It's another thing for others to acknowledge what it is that you're doing.
Yes. And what you're doing was, there is, as my executive coach, Jay Nolan, says, it's no little thing. It's no little thing. Owning the just use this as your hashtag zip code queen. Okay. Hashtag zip code. It's no easy thing seeing him shipped out and coming back. It's no easy thing. 5 children. That's like, give me 5. And you took it seriously. And Tracie, the thing that should really, if you want to go to Tracie Michelle on Instagram, Inspired by Shell, and you will be inspired. Inspired is what this is. So how has you being, so entrenched with your family? And I've heard stories about there, and those are for private use only in the Les Brown Inner Circle, but it's the truth. And they were just very, very inspiring, where I got teared up, Tracie. And then being a part of the military, but now saying that you're moving forth, as to use Anthony's absolute phrase, March 4th. You've marched forth now into speaking and a vision and a mission in your own, being an advocate, inspired by Shell. All right. How has your service as being a military spouse just inspired you? Obviously, you are a servant leader with this Guardian, and I want to thank you for that. But just give a couple of examples how your service has been inspired, into your motivational speaking.
Well, one, like Anthony said, we have to be willing to use our voice. And anything it is that we experience, it's not for us, it's for someone else. And so what I've learned is that as being a military spouse, as being a mother, that there's some challenges it is that I face that somebody else is going to face at some point. And so if I use my voice, if I tell others that, hey, I too have been through what you are experiencing, and these are the tools that I use to get through, maybe to just give someone else hope, maybe to get someone else to be able to do what it is that they have been called to do. So the military has taught me how to be brave, has taught me how to be selfless, And it's taught me how to say, let me put others before myself at times. And that in itself helps this world to be a better place. We're living in a time where everybody says, me, 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 but they forget about their neighbor. They forget about the other child. They forget about the other pedestrians. And if we would just take a second to stop and say, hey, I see you. I acknowledge you. I love you. Hello. Thank you. What difference would it make in this world? So the military has taught me how to look beyond myself and to also look out to others. The irony with me and Anthony, although we met each other through Les Brown, is March 4th is actually my wedding anniversary. Me and my husband got married on March 4th. So when I heard Anthony use that date, I said, oh, I literally got chills. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're truly connected here. I got married on March 4th. So I'm just going to say that I am forever, ever, ever thankful to every service member, no matter if you serve a day, no matter if you serve 6 months or you serve 40 years. I am thankful for the service that you have provided to my country so that me and my children can be free, so that me and my children can be able to do the things that we would love to do in this great American world. And I would say this, don't stop. Keep going.
Yes. Keep going. Keep going. And I know your favorite quote kind of fits that you and Anthony would have the same quote. You've got the same anniversary in a way, but it's such an amazing quote. And you all didn't know that you did this. So as they say down south, one more again. Give us that the famous quote again. Would you please? I know it's your favorite.
So my favorite quote is by President Obama. And he says, to be an American is about something more than what we look like or what our last names are or how we worship. That's my favorite quote. It's not about how you look. It's not about the last name on that tag. And it's not about the place that we worship at. It's about that we are Americans. Let's stick together. Let's help each other.
We are Americans. And when you gave that quote of ask not what your country would do for you, but what you could do for your country, goodness gracious. Like I said, we are connected. We've had several presidential, just riveting quotes, but I think what you and Anthony have given us are equally riveting. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your selfless being, Tracie Michelle. And congratulations being the poster child for Fourth Bragg. And just keep up that poster child smile, because it comes, as Les Brown says, up in here, up in here. Thank you for your time. And thank you for gracing us as a guest on Life's Milkshake Moment.
No problem. Thank you, Dr. Jody.
Beautiful. And third time's the charm. I mean, I think you're beginning to see, aren't you, what we've got in these guests. Anthony, just absolutely a servant leader, doing the urban work that he does. Tracie Michelle, I didn't even know about the Guardian in Line. I didn't even know that they were this kind of a family that did it all and was all. But I can truthfully say I've got a story. Now, Randall Gilbert, I've got to have a story. I knew that Randall was a part of our Les Brown family. I knew that he was a part of everything that we've done with Les Brown over the years, almost 2 years now. But I went to Orlando. It was Drop the Mic with Les Brown. And all of a sudden, he was there and he got up and said, I am here. He was in the front row. He was here. This is what I can say about Randall. He was there. Why? Because he went ahead and he said, I am going to serve. Now, he said to Les Brown, I would be here if I had to drag myself. Basically, he said, I don't even know how he said it, but it was hilarious. It was heartfelt. And what he said, if he had to drag himself through broken glass, but I'm glad that he doesn't have to, but he had not only passion, he had vision, but he had humor. And Randall is from the DC area. Randall, with these handsome pictures that he has here, let me tell you something. Randall is a motivational speaker, like we all are, but he uses his message to empower people as individuals. Why? To live their dreams, to pursue their goals, and discover their purpose. Do you see a thread going through here? His experience in the military and entrepreneurship has given him the tools, and we're going to hear about this, to inspire others, to move them forth in their goals. March 4th, it's kind of a thread. He emphasizes that all people, regardless of their station of life, can have the positive and lasting impact every single day in their lives. But I had the positive and humorous impact of my life when I saw, in front of Les Brown standing vertically, Randall Gilbert says, I didn't care if I had to fall down. And he fell down on the floor. I'm thinking, when I knew finally later on that he was doing military push-up, I thought maybe he's doing the military push-up, but he brings humor. He brings passion. He brings purpose. He's going to bring it now. Third time's the charm. Randall Gilbert, welcome to Life's Milkshake Moment.
Hello, how are you? How are you?
I am awesome. I'm awesome. And I'm speaking with you, Mr. Randall. So, you decided you just wanted to fall down one more time.
Want to do more push-ups. Want to do more push-ups.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. So, other than the story that most recently, fill in our audience a little bit about you and your personal background, please.
Hello, everyone, and it is an honor to be here with Dr. Joe. And to give you a little bit of background about myself, I'm from Georgia originally. Yeah, I do make my home in Northern Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. And I come from a very small place. And the environment in which I grew up in, I had a very loving mother, a very loving dad. And I come from a family of educators. And I did not go into college or into education because once they took the paddle out the classroom, I knew then my teaching days were numbered. But I entered the military shortly after high school, and I didn't go to college because I had a self-doubting problem. I didn't have a vision of completing college. I didn't see myself marching across the stage, receiving a degree. So I chose the military because I knew that that was a place that would keep me locked in. Once I raised my right hand, I was committed. So that was the reason I chose the military. And that's just a little bit of my background.
Well, you chose the military. Was the calling just that I'm going to raise my right hand and I'm going to go ahead and be a 1%er? It was about commitment and follow through. Tell us a little bit about the reason that I need this in my life, because obviously you thought that as a young man.
Well, I did. I knew that in my hometown in which I was raised in, it was a textile town. And I wanted to do something greater with my life. And I knew I had to leave that environment. So the military, a recruiter who had chased me all my high school career, and I said I would never join the military, I found myself standing in front of his desk asking, how do I qualify to go into the military? And keep in mind, that was 15 of us that took the exam, and he started calling the people in alphabetical order. And I was the last one he spoke with. And he approached me and sat down and he said, I think you are wondering why you were the last one, that I called. I said, yes, sir. He said, well, you were the only one out of the 15 qualified to enter the military. And then I had to make a second decision right away. He said, look, we've got this delayed entry program for 6 months, or you can go right away. Well, this is where the transformation started for me. And I tell people everywhere I go, in order to achieve anything, you got to have a made up mind. So when I took the exam and I qualified, my mind was made up. I didn't need to go anywhere and sit for 6 months. Let's go now. So again, the entering of the military was to help shape and mold me so that I would become more committed and more dependable.
And you're committed and you're dependable. Like you said, you would have been at that Les Brown event if that you had to be drugged back and what have you, as you said. So in seriously in your way, because you have such an amazing way of speaking. I've enjoyed our relationship that we've had with the Les Brown Inner Circle. I know that your service to America has, just like it's helped Anthony, just like it's helped Tracie Michelle, to be a part of your speaking and mission and vision. Tell me how that has helped you personally.
My first assignment that I had was at Fort Polk, Louisiana, a place where they said no one wants to go. Well, I had no choice. And the first job I had was working at a help desk in a armored battalion. Now, my MOS was administration, but I was attached to an armored battalion, and my job was to help people who were in processing and those who were leaving the unit. And what I began to realize was that if I was going to be effective in my work, I had to learn how to communicate. So I started working on my communicating skills. I did not know what that word was years ago, and I learned it was self-improvement. It was something that I took upon myself, that if I was going to be effective, I had to work on myself. And it got to the point, and I once heard Les Brown say this: do what you do so well that you do it for free, but become so good at it that they'll pay you to do it. And this is what took place, doctor. I did that job so well that anytime I took a 4-day pass, and I don't even know if the military still does that today, but I took a 4-day pass, people would come in and say, "Where's Gilbert?" "Well, he's on a 4-day pass." "Well, I'll wait until he get back." "No, we'll help you. We'll help you." But
they wanted Gilbert. They wanted Gilbert.
Don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Boy, and Randall, I've been waiting for Gilbert, and we've been waiting to hear this message. And I would love for you to end with your favorite quote on America, if you would just honor us with this, please.
One of my favorite quotes of America is, and it says, "America will not be destroyed from the outside, but if we falter and lose our freedom, it will be because we destroyed ourselves." That is the reason that I am so motivated, so dedicated, so focused about sharing and encouraging and inspiring people, because we are living in a very difficult time right now, and someone needs to take life by the horns, or need to be encouraged to take life by the horns, regardless of whatever you've gone through, that you can be successful. You can have a life of greatness.
And you
if you make up in your mind that this is what you're going to do, and watch what will happen.
Because, Randall, as your group said, you can because you're an American. I can. Thank you so much. I'm going to have y'all back when we do this one more again. Thank you so much, Randall. It was just my honor. And I want to go in to one more again to stream what it is like to be an American as we go back through these slides. While we go back through this, why? Now, it's just a PowerPoint. There's no music, but you can see it's our flag, Betsy Ross. This isn't a tribute. It's not some sparrow. It's an American eagle, tribute to America. And I'm going to bring, I know that Tracie had another engagement. I know I'm going to bring Randall up here as well as I just go through these. As I'm saying, American isn't free. We know what the sacrifice. I know what my dad gave up. He gave up seeing his daughters grow up. He gave up seeing his grandchildren for America. I know my husband proudly has 3 of these up in a safe. This was Georgia Military Academy. Randall, he was from Georgia. That was Lieutenant at that point, Robert H. Baer. There's his Silver Star. There are Medal of Honor winners that are posthumous because of what they gave up and what Anthony gave up, being a humanitarian, a servant, 13 and a half years. And he smiled and he's made it look easy. They raised that flag together. As Anthony said, they were brothers. Tracie, guardian of this family, guardian ad litem of who knows how many, guardian of this high school sweetheart's heart and these 5 children. Her impact will continue on and on and on for those. And yes, we will remember those that have been injured, those that have sacrificed but are still alive. And we will remember the humor, the passion. They waited for Gilbert, now didn't they? They waited for him because they wanted somebody to say, I can. Because he was an American. I can. It's American. Together. Home of the free. Because of the brave. Susie Q, all I'm going to say is, I love you. You know, I know you'll be watching this. And these are the people that are no longer terrorists in a foreign land because of my man. Then retired Colonel Robert H. Baer. I'm proud to be an American because at least I know I'm free. I'm proud to be an American because at least I know I'm free. And I can wear that smile because of you, Anthony, because of you, Randall. I salute you. I honor you. And I'm proud to say that we are Americans together because at least we know we are free. And I round today up with you can. Les Brown says, it is you. Know that it is you that can determine what your future holds based on how much time and effort that you spend working on yourself right now. Every single one of these soldiers, and I consider Tracie Michelle a soldier as well. She's a soldier spouse, worked on themselves and they worked on them now. So find out what it is that you want, what you can contribute to the American dream. It might be small, but never discount the little and do it. Why? Because your life depends on it. It really does. Know that it is you. And know that it is you that can join our 2 Roads to Health. Whether as America's top foundational health coach, we are going through 60 days to your best BMI, or whether we're harmonizing our chakras, harmonizing our health in detoxifying and cleansing for the next 90. Just get the lowdown. DM me at Health Coach Jody. I will give you that program. I'm so honored to say that we have now come through these masterminds of 5 months, having over 380 people that have gone through these masterminds and are increasing their health and vitality so they can say, I can. And I know if you're just starting out, I know a Les Brown quote says, it's not over until you win. You can win. You can be a part of this. And because you are winning, and because we're going back next week to continue on our wisdom journey of our book, our Ignite Wisdom book that became a bestseller, not only in 8 countries, but it became a bestseller on 23 categories on Amazon as a new release. You can get the copy of your book. You can get both the Ignite the Hunger book and the copy of Ignite Wisdom. All you have to do is DM me at Health Coach Jody. I'm on a different screen tonight, so I can't give you the banner link, but this is what's very cool. Giving back. All these proceeds go to my charity in Colombia, La Casa Ropa de Sobre. It is a foundation that brings in orphans and brings in the elderly. Orphans need a role model. Elderly need a purpose. That's why when you heard this social pillar, at the end of the day, we all need each other. What did everybody say to recap? We need a voice. Anthony said, and I think it was Tracie that said, we all need a voice. Use your voice. What can you do as an American? We can't bring these soldiers back that gave the ultimate sacrifice, but use your voice for good socially. We are all brothers. And Anthony, if I could take liberty and go one more step and say that we're all sisters as well, that we can be guardians of each other's hearts, just like Tracie is guardians of these children. That 1% that raise their hand and pledge to honor and preserve the Constitution, these are 1%ers. To march forth, as Anthony said, to just go ahead and ask not what our country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Just know that beyond what we look like, who we are, where we worship, but it's who we are and who we are as Americans. As the other presidential quote was from Ronald Reagan, to just saying the ultimate sacrifice of our military. Yes, we are forever indebted to those who have given their lives. We might be free. One flag, one land, one heart, one hand. Put out your hand to one person that they matter. One nation forevermore, because we are. We are made up of these people that are willing to do whatever they can do and to wait on, when you do it with such passion, as Randall said, that you would do it for free. They just didn't. I'll wait. And they waited for Gilbert. What kind of passion? What kind of purpose do you have that you will do it for free until people would say, I want to be with the best. Be with the best and make this the best holiday, not because of the barbecue sauce. And yes, we're going to replay this on the 4th of July, that you're proud to be an American, because at least you know you are free. And a civilian quote, I will end with this. And it's Bob Dylan, of all things. And he said, a hero is someone who understands the responsibility that comes with his or her freedom. We can all be those heroes, starting here, starting now. Say, I'm glad to be an American. At least I know I am free. And I thank my Father above, because at least I know I'm free. We salute you, Tracie, Michelle, and your family. We salute you, Anthony, Corbin. We salute you, Randall Gilbert. And we salute our civilian mentor, the global voice, Les Brown, that brought us all together. And remember, until next week, life is like a milkshake. Use your ingredients wisely. And when you do, life will be oh so sweet. But when we are this sweet, it's because in our social responsibility, in remembering what's happened in the past, we can create a memory in our present and make it Memorial Day in the future for decades and decades and centuries and decades and centuries to come. So until next Wednesday, when I'll have 3 of my amazing Ignite Wisdom, Ignite Your Wisdom authors. And I want to thank my sponsor, Ignite Publishing, for just allowing me to bring this to you. And if you've heard something that means something to you, if you've heard something from these American heroes, as it's replaying on Facebook, on YouTube, as it's playing on KP Media, just drop it in the chat and let us know. And saying, until next Wednesday, it's Dr. J saying, have on 5 days a healthy and safe Memorial Day.